Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here in Aurora Autism. And this evening I wanted to put out this video because there's a lot on my mind right now. But before we get to that, I do want to thank everyone for helping me get to 500 subscribers. People like you have been helping me get the word out about this channel and how I want to bring greater awareness to people with autism and what they're trying to do to overcome and persevere over what they have. And so, of course, this is something I cannot do alone, and I do truly appreciate all of your word of mouth, helping getting the word out about me, and I do truly appreciate you helping me get to this milestone, and I really am grateful for all of your support. But given what's happened in the last few weeks, unfortunately, I'm not really in much of a mood to celebrate, and I'll explain why. And the reason, normally when I do videos like this, I will do it with me having my laptop camera on, but right now, this is probably, I wanted to use some illustrations in this particular video, and so because of that, I'm not going to actually do anything that's related to me actually being on camera this evening. That's because I wanted to make my illustrations known as to why I am putting this video out. The reason I am putting this video out is because right now I'm actually not in the best of mindsets to do Let's Playing. And this is because there have been issues over the last few months that have been centered around people that I know who play Final Fantasy XIV, and they have been in a really bad way. And the person that I'm going to speak of in particular, if you've been watching my Final Fantasy XIV Let's Plays, starting from year 2 of A Realm Reborn and going on into Heaven's Ward, you may be familiar with someone who was a stalwart ally and a loyal friend. And this was the person who played the character known as Sakura Amaterasu. This particular person was someone who reached out to me towards the end of 2014, while after completing year 1 of my recording for Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, not long after doing that, the free company that I was in, Impulse, disbanded. And so their leaders wanted to go to join up with another free company, and so that's exactly what they did. So that left me as a free agent for a while with my characters, both EDSS, the Warrior of Light in A Realm Reborn, and Mathia Griffin, the Warrior of Light in Heaven's Ward. So because I was a free agent at the time, I was looking around for someone to take me in so I could join their free company. And so the first person that I saw putting an ad out that really caught my attention was Sakura Amaterasu. This was before she had used an item that's used in-game, can be obtained as a reward for playing for a set amount of time, called Fantasia, which allows you to change what your character looks like as far as their gender or their race or any other physical attributes that you could not change if you went to the esthetician Jandalan. And so I got to know this person before they used the Fantasia to change their look. She was originally playing as a human character by the name of Belladonna Blackrose, but then towards the end of the year she's the Fantasia, and changed herself from a female Hyur to a female Mikote, and on top of that she also used the game's service that has to be used outside of the game, can only be done through Square Enix's Final Fantasy XIV website, to change her name from Belladonna Blackrose to Sakura Amaterasu. And one thing that Sakura talked about, because something that was not available until not long after I joined up with her free company, which at the time was known as the Wolves of Fenrir. And if you've seen my episode of my Final Fantasy VI Let's Play, where I was doing grinding, I had the opportunity to speak with some of the members of the Wolves of Fenrir Free Company. And we were just having the opportunity to talk about ourselves, how we got to know each other, and how we were really wanting to make this free company that Sakura had, to make it stand out more and to make it more prominent. Unfortunately, at about the same time, there was some bad things going on with the free company that really were bothering Sakura. In the days before she decided, and the only reason she decided to change her name from Belladonna Blackrose to Sakura Amaterasu in-game was because there were people who were harassing her because of her name, and they were spreading a whole bunch of ugly rumors about her, and members of one free company in particular were really giving her a lot of verbal abuse that was really getting to the point of being disrespectful. And because verbal abuse is disrespectful, and it really bothered Sakura, and that's why she changed her name and changed her look in the first place. And when I joined the Wolves of Fenrir, Sakura had a couple of in real life friends who were playing the game with her, and they had a really great vision for how they wanted their free company to be and how they wanted it to stand out from other free companies in the game on the Exodus server where I've been since March of 2014. But unfortunately, and I don't know why this happened, her in real life friends, these were people that were part of the free company when it was founded, of the Wolves of Fenrir when it was founded, and they were all working together, were all very good friends in real life, and they really wanted to have this vision and bring it to come to fruition. Unfortunately, it did not work out that way, because in a strange thing that makes no sense to me, and this makes no sense to you either if you're listening to this, is that Sakura's in real life friends one day suddenly left the free company, left the Wolves of Fenrir, and actually joined the free company that was abusing her. Yeah, I'm not kidding. This actually happened. Because her in real life friends favored wanting to do the challenges of they wanted to do, play the game. Even though they were very skilled at crafting and gathering and other things of that, to that extent, they were more, it turns out they were more interested in taking on the hard challenges of the game, which at the time, this was still under Realm Reborn, so the only super difficult challenge that there was to take on in game were the Binding Coils of Bahamut, to which there are 3. I've shown a video where I had the chance to do it myself back, if I remember correctly, this was a video from 2014. But yeah, one day they leave and they go to the free company. Her in real life friends go to the company that's abusing her. And I know that's on public forums, people will get punished or penalized for pointing out people for doing something that's very negative or condescending, that's hurtful to a person and is considered a violation of the forum rules. And I can tell you from personal experience that from when I tried to do some whistleblowing on people in game who I felt were breaking the rules of the game, Square Enix didn't punish them. They actually punished me instead by giving me a 2-week ban on their forums. So Square Enix does not take kindly to whistleblowers on the forums, which is really sad. So yeah, there's no way I could say this on the forums, but this is YouTube and they can't control what they say on YouTube. So I'll just go out ahead and say which free company this is on Exodus. The free company that was harassing her and persuaded her friends and persuaded Sakura's friends to join them is named Principality of Xeon. Now, if the name Xeon is familiar to any of you, then it probably should be, because if you're into RPGs like I am, then you might be familiar with the fact that the name Xeon is actually the name of the King of the Devils and the final boss you take on in the strategy RPG Shining Force 2 for the Sega Genesis. So that's probably where they got their name. There was maybe there was a different reference that I'm not familiar with, but whatever, that's not important. But it really took away all the momentum and all the happiness that Sakura did have with her friends when she wasn't being abused or mistreated by Principality of Xeon. And so it really got her in a bad way, to the point where eventually she just wanted nothing to do with her in real life friends anymore. She broke off their friendship and she has not spoken to them or dealt with them since. And that's really sad that her in real life friends would abandon her to join up with her abusers. And so she really was looking for someone to come and give her some solace and comfort that she desperately needed in the circumstances and the situation that she was in. And one thing that she really wanted to do was to try and find someone and want someone to take the ceremony of eternal bonding, the Final Fantasy XIV version of marriage. And so I offered to have Edie go ahead and join Sakura in a ceremony of eternal bonding. That video is up on my Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn playlist. I would certainly encourage you to go ahead and take a look at it. And so I was really hoping that by me being there when her friends would not, it would really help to perhaps brighten up her life and to help make things for her a lot better. Unfortunately, it has not worked this way. After the ceremony of eternal bonding, we wanted to try and start recruiting again and trying to bring in more members, because almost all of the characters that were in the Wolves of Fenrir had either not played the game in months or had, in the case of her friends, abandoned the free company to join Principality of Xeon. And so, as I mentioned before, she was abused and mistreated for her original name, Belladonna Blackrose, and it just created a lot of negative rumors and speculation and a lot of bad things towards Sakura that she did not deserve. And in the months that followed the ceremony of eternal bonding that Edie took with Sakura, every time that we tried to recruit new members into the Wolves of Fenrir, we would find out the next day that they had left and joined a different free company. And in some cases, they, like Sakura's in real life friends, joined Principality of Xeon. And it just became a running joke that we couldn't hold on to a new member to save our lives. And so, as months went on, Sakura was getting really desperate, getting really frustrated, because she really wanted her vision for the free company that she and her in real life friends wanted to come true. But anyone that tried to help us was gone, and we eventually found out by trying to ask these people, why did you leave us after you joined us so quickly? They would be told the same ugly, negative rumors that the Principality of Xeon's members had told to pretty much everyone. And so, finally, at the start of this year, Sakura finally reached her breaking point, and she just said, I've had enough, I'm done with this game, I don't want to do it anymore. And so, yeah, for those of you who've been watching my Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn Let's Play, as well as my Heaven's Ward Let's Play, and for those of you who are hoping to see more of Sakura Amaterasu, don't hold your breath. It's not going to happen because she's quit the game. And I don't mean just quit and she'll come back eventually in a few months or so. I mean she's actually deleted her character and she's closed her account. So she's done. She's never coming back. And I just feel really terrible for her, especially because she really has been in her real life in a bad way. She has been dealing with health issues her entire life, and not only that, she's the sole provider for her family. She has to take care of her brother and her mother, whose health are also really bad and messed up. A couple weeks ago, she just missed a huge amount of time at work, and if it wasn't for the fact that she was in a union, she would have lost her job a long time ago. And she told me a couple of weeks ago that it was revealed that she suffers now from acute bronchitis because she was smoking in her 20s. And for those of you who are wondering, she's 42. She'll actually turn 43 in a couple of months. Yeah, I got married to someone whose avatar, or to an avatar who the person who was playing it was 42. But that's beside the point. And so the fact that she's had to deal with so much negativity and so many bad things in her life, that the only way she would hope to escape from it turns out to be very abusive towards her and very disrespectful towards her with no cause, while using only rumors fueled by speculation and a lot of things that were not true. Because the Sakura I knew over the time I got to know her from the end of 2014 on was someone who was very loyal to her friends, very supportive of them, and I've been very grateful to know her. But the fact that she is no longer interested in the game and wants nothing to do with it because, as I mentioned before, she has health issues, and over the course of the last 3 or 4 months, she's hardly even been able to play the game at all. She's hardly even been able to play Final Fantasy XIV at all, and as a result, her free company vision was left to stagnate. And because she couldn't do anything about it, she couldn't play the game. And so, ultimately, because she always told us when we start recruiting again, because we had changed our name once free company name change was available. We changed our name from the Wolves of Fenrir to Revenant Wings in the hopes that a new identity could help change our luck. But as I mentioned before, even a name, just like before when she changed her look and her in-character's name, changing the free company's name didn't change anything or the way that people looked at her or the Wolves of Fenrir as a whole. And so that's ultimately what made her decide to leave the game for good. And she's never coming back. And I haven't spoken to her in it's been over a week since I last spoke to her. And I cannot express how heartbroken I am for her that she would rage quit the game under these circumstances. And I really do hope that she will find somewhere or someone to accept her and appreciate her for who she is. Because she by her own mission probably will not survive. She believes that because of the health issues she have and how long they have been plaguing her, she doesn't expect to survive to 60 years old. She told me this herself, and she really wanted to use these games as an outlet to be able to connect with people because a lot of the people in her life have also, in her real life, when they weren't her friends, or were, I guess now they are her ex-friends, her former friends, have mistreated her as well very badly. And to be honest, it's a miracle she hasn't suicided. To be honest, it's a freaking miracle that Sakura has not suicided yet. But who knows? Maybe. I really hate to say that she's just delaying the inevitable, but I really fear that she might actually do that. I really do fear that she will suicide. And so, because of her prolonged health issues and not being able to play the game as much, and given that our numbers were absolutely devastated by her friend's abandonment, it really made me compelled to, because I initially asked if I could take over leadership from her to see if it would help to change things with Mathia, but since we never really ultimately decided on something, I eventually created towards the end of October a fourth avatar. I've created a fourth character in game on Exodus, and this character actually will, when the next Final Fantasy XIV expansion comes out, will become the new Warrior of Light. Her name is Corinne Loren, and she is the leader of the free company known as Tales of Eorzea. This is adapted from the name of the long-running Bandai Namco RPG series, the Tales of series, which has included games like Xillia, Zestria, Vesperia, Tales of Destiny 2, which was the first one that I got to see and play. But yeah, over the last couple of months, with stagnation in Revenant Wings going on, I wanted to see, like, could I actually create a free company of my own, and could I make it succeed? And we're not doing too badly. We have over 20 members, and we just reached the maximum free company rank. So now we're just in the process of getting a house in game so that we can really start to help out each other even more. And so perhaps part of this is my fault too, that even though I did try to help out with recruiting for the Wolves of Fenrir / Revenant Wings, that, as mentioned before, anyone who joined us left within hours or by the next day. And so I wanted to see, could I do this without having the negativity that was being constantly over our heads? Could I get away from that and create a free company where we didn't have to worry about that, or where I didn't have to worry about that? And it has worked so far, and hopefully we can continue to make it work more. But as far as Sakura is concerned, I really feel bad for her. I truly, genuinely hope that this is not the last I've seen of her playing this game. And I really do genuinely hope and pray for her well-being. I really do want her to come around and be happy again, because she deserves it. And so, because she really has helped me as well. In fact, one thing that she did for me is that when I was preparing to launch the Final Fantasy XIV Heaven's Ward Let's Play, I asked Sakura, and when she's not at her job or she's not suffering from health issues, she's actually an accomplished anime sketch artist. And I asked her, could you use your skills to create a remake, a revision of the Let's Play Novora Autism logo? And she did just that. So the current Let's Play Novora Autism logo you see was created by Sakura Amaterasu. And so I really do feel for her, because, yeah, Sakura Amaterasu was a character, but the person that played as Sakura Amaterasu was and is real. And she deserved better than what happened to her over the course of the time that I've known her. And so I'm really hoping that things will turn around in her life and that she'll one day return to the game. I just hope she'll one day just come back and talk to me, period. So, not only do I have to deal with that, but with Corinne playing for Tales of Eorzea, I can also tell you that I personally have also been speaking with someone who has created an identity for themselves of a great self-doubt, and someone who feels like when it comes to having conversation, they always feel like they're just in the way and that they're bothering someone whenever they want to start a conversation. And through Corinne, I've been wanting to do everything I can to try and help this particular person's spirits. This particular person also plays as a Dragoon, like Corinne is doing, and what Mathia and Edie are also doing. Goes by the name of Mitsuki Akechi, and a few weeks ago, this guy started sending me tells when I was doing recruiting for Tales of Eorzea, and he saw it. He didn't want to join our free company, but he was looking for someone to talk to. And I thought that was really strange, that he was talking to me only for the purposes of talking to me and not wanting to have an interest in joining Tales of Eorzea. But as the days have gone on, I've come to discover that every time he wants to talk to me, he always asks me, "I hope I'm not bothering you, but can I talk to you?" To which I say, by all means, please do so, because obviously with Sakura having been gone due to health issues and now having just quit the game completely, I need someone new to talk to on a regular basis. And so I'm glad that a person like Mitsuhide has come forward to do just that. But this guy is suffering from self-esteem issues. Like I said, he feels like he's bothering me if he tries to start up a conversation with me. And in addition to that, because he's talking to a female avatar, he feels like he's being a pervert or a voyeur whenever he wants to talk to me. And these are actually his words. He actually says, "When I'm not trying to be a perv, I'll talk to you. If I'm not being a pervert, I'll talk to you." Which tells me that he feels shy towards women, and perhaps that he has had a lot of bad luck with them. And so, trying to talk to me playing as Corinne, I'm doing everything I can to try and lift his spirits, and I've even given him a letter through the Moogle mail system in game, where I've tried to build up his confidence, where he doesn't have to feel ashamed to want to engage in conversation with a person. Because no one should feel ashamed in wanting to engage in conversation with another person, because I can tell you from personal in-life experience that trying to start a conversation with a person was always a frustration, because pretty much as always, perhaps this should not come as much of a shock, but as someone who has autism, I pretty much, in terms of social actions and social activity, was pretty much following the same stereotypical autism mold. I pretty much lived like any person with autism would when it came to acting socially or talking socially. And so whenever I wanted to talk to someone or engage in conversation with someone, I would get like 2 seconds in to saying something, and then someone would interrupt me. And there would never be an apology from the person who interrupted me. There would never be, when the person I was trying to talk to, they would never say, "Hey, Matthew was trying to talk to me. Don't you interrupt." That was never said. No one ever said anything like that. And so it made it very frustrating when, of course, this being an autism YouTube gaming channel where I'm trying to do everything that I can to break free from the stereotype of autism, it was always frustrating growing up to have that stereotype reinforced back onto me. And so I can totally understand and sympathize with Mitsuhide and why he feels the way that he does whenever he wants to engage in conversation with Corinne. But I'm really hoping that I can use this opportunity to be a good friend, be there to console him, and try and get his spirits up so that maybe he will join Tales of Eorzea. Maybe he will have the confidence to be a prominent player. And to be honest, because he plays as Dragoon, and this is something I've only been thinking about in the last couple of days, but if I can build up his assertiveness enough where he doesn't feel so modest and he doesn't feel so shy about engaging in conversation, I would like to actually have Corinne take Mitsuhide and go on their own ceremony of eternal bonding. Because I feel like there could be no better way to try and, in-game, to build up a person's confidence than to have a connection with someone that's not on their friends list, does not have to talk through the game's link, Pearl's link shells, that they can have the link that can only be done with a ceremony of eternal bonding. I'm really hoping that that works with Mitsuhide, that I can build up assertiveness that he would want to have a ceremony of eternal bonding with Corinne, but we'll see what happens. But as for right now, I feel like because of all these things that are going on, it's put a lot of my focus onto playing Final Fantasy XIV, and it's taken a lot of my focus away from playing the games that I've been doing for Let's Plays. It's taking focus away from Metroid and Super Mario 64, as well as the Elite Six series as a whole, as well as trying to muster up the desire to restart and continue on my two unfinished Let's Plays from last year, Ninja Gaiden and my Silent Hill Blind Let's Play, which, for the latter, to be quite honest, I would rather, at this point, just start from scratch, go on easy mode, and just breeze through the game as quickly as I can and just be done with it. Because the controls in that game are the worst I've ever seen in any video game, and I would be happy that once I finish it, if I ever do, to never play it again. But as far as a schedule for uploading stuff onto YouTube, right now the only game I'm really interested in playing right now is Earthbound. That's the only game that I'm really legitimately interested in playing and seeing through to the end. And this is despite the fact that every other episode I'm likely to run into the perverted photographer and that he's going to take my picture. Even with that, I'm still more motivated to play Earthbound than anything else right now. But I know that once you see the episode, because by the time this video goes up, my new Earthbound episode will be up, and I will have completed my 6th Sanctuary out of the 8. And so I know that there's not going to be much time left in the Earthbound LP, so I want to try and make it count. In addition to that, with Final Fantasy XIV now taking up more time for me, because it's at the point now where now that I have my own free company, and that I am trying to now use it as a way to try and gain support and get more members, what I would really like to do with Tales of Eorzea, more than anything else, is to pick up where Sakura left off. She really wanted to have a vision for her free company, but because of what happened and how the community treated her on the Exodus server, she was forced to quit the game, and she's never coming back. So I see Tales of Eorzea now as a way to do what she could not, because of circumstances that she could not control, and be able to create the FC, create the free company that she always wanted. And I really hope that I will be able to do justice to that, and that I will be able to honor Sakura in a way that she would have wanted to have seen it. And if it works, and Tales of Eorzea can become what she wanted the Wolves of Fenrir / Revenant Wings to become. Maybe one day it will encourage Sakura to return to the game at long last and start anew. But for now, it's not going to happen, and she's not going to come back. So, because of these reasons that I've been mentioning over the last 35 minutes, and yeah, I have been talking for a really long time, that's why I'm not really doing Let's Plays as much right now, because all my focus is going to try and support people playing Final Fantasy XIV, and in the case of Sakura, not playing it ever again, to really try and revive the spirits of these people, try and give them some positivity in their lives where they have not been able to have it. So I really hope that I'll be able to do that, because something I would like to do is to I don't know if I'll necessarily get this started right away, but something I would like to start doing with Tales of Eorzea is to have a regular vlog for the free company, just to let you guys know how we're doing, how many members we're picking up, how much money we've accumulated in terms of how much progress we're making towards getting a house of our own, when will we be getting the stuff that we're wanting to add into our free company to help support and benefit our current members and those who will be joining us in the future. It is something I've been thinking about over the last few days that I would want to do, is create a vlog for Tales of Eorzea, and I think that's what I'm going to do. So maybe next few days, maybe next week, couple of weeks, you'll probably start seeing the Tales of Eorzea vlog for Final Fantasy XIV Heaven's Ward, and I hope that I'll really be able to do everything to honor the memory of Sakura Amaterasu and do right by her, because she deserves it. And of course also maybe get Mitsuhide an opportunity to get the confidence boost that he's been clearly lacking for a very, very long time. So yeah, this has been a long video, but I really wanted to get this all out of my system because I've been keeping it bottled in for a few days now, and I just want to get it out there. I just want to say it to you guys who are my viewers, who've been supportive, who have been patient, who've been expecting more Let's Play videos, but how I haven't been able to keep up much of a schedule in late. Sorry. Yeah, my throat's getting dry because I've been talking so long. But yeah, I want to let you guys know I'm not giving up on my own dreams. I'm setting them, they're not on the immediate priority, but they're still on priority. The goal of this channel is and always will be to create autism awareness, create awareness of people who have it, and create an understanding of what people are doing in order to demonstrate that they can overcome what they have. That will never change, and that will never end as long as I'm creating YouTube videos. So, I want to thank everyone for their patience, for listening to what I've had to say over the last nearly 40 minutes, and I appreciate your understanding, and I hope that if you are playing Final Fantasy XIV and you watch this and you've seen my Let's Plays, or you're someone who has played but either has a character on Exodus who does not have a free company, or you're looking to go on to Exodus server, please help me out and the people who I've got into Tales of Eorzea thus far, and help us to create something that Sakura Amaterasu would be proud of. Because I know that if she could see what Tales of Eorzea means to accomplish, and if we do pull it off, it'll give her the motivation she needs to return to this wonderful game. Because this game may have done a lot of wrong to her, but it's done no wrong to me. And I really hope that she'll be able to see and enjoy the game again the way I always have. And that it will encourage Sakura to come back. So, thank you very much, everyone, for listening to me over the course of the last 40 minutes. and I'll see you in my next Let's Play videos, whatever those may be. We'll keep doing Elite 6. It's not dead, not by a long shot, but it'll take longer than expected to see everything through to its conclusion. So, until next time, everyone, this is Matthew at Navarro Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.